Guys, if you're going ahead to study or work in the United States, you need to know the three best places, three best states where you should be actually putting your money and time. And of course, you're spending a lot of your age on this thing too, right? I mean, basically, you could have actually done a lot of things with that money. You could have not studied and invested it somewhere else. But what you're doing is you're studying over there, or you're actually spending time in the United States, and you actually want to get a decent return on investment. And that's something that, of course, I understand, right? Now, to get that return on investment, you need to understand there are some of the best job markets that you could target from the very beginning of your journey when you actually go to the United States. This video is all about that, to help you understand which target markets should be your sole focus. All right, and these are some of the best states if you're going to study in the US. So let's get started without further ado. Guys, we're going to discuss a couple of things over here, and we're going to be telling you exactly why these three are the best job markets as well. So listen up. The first one is Colorado. It's at number 1. Now you would say, hey, we thought the first would be California or New York. Why is Colorado number 1? Well, let me give you the reasons for that. There are about 2.9 million employed residents versus just about 227,000 unemployed residents. That basically leaves you with a very good unemployment ratio of just about 7.3%. Very low as compared to most of the other states when you actually look at it. In fact, here's a couple of other metrics for you. The average starting salary for the state of Colorado has been somewhere around 33,480. All right, and in terms of the weekly wages also, it is doing pretty well over there with somewhere around $1,235 per week. This is the weekly wages in the state of Colorado that you can look into. Of course, this also tells you about the total job openings, and the state of Colorado, you have to really understand, it's not very hugely populated. So again, the jobs are going to be a little bit lesser as well. But if you actually work on percentage basis, the number that I'm giving you over here, that's 101,000. That's a pretty huge number if you actually think about it. Now, if you're looking to go ahead and study in Colorado, the best universities would be, of course, CU Boulder, University of Colorado Boulder, the Colorado State University, and of course, University of Colorado at Denver. The second best state to actually work in the US to get the maximum return on investment is Massachusetts. It's still not New York or California. Massachusetts is, of course, you may know Boston, a very popular place, great salaries, great location, and very costly as well. Well, that's in Massachusetts. One thing about the Massachusetts state that you would find over here, and we've compared all the 50 states and only then we've actually gotten this data, is that the job opportunities over here are maximized with the highest weekly wages. Yes, out of all the 50 states, it's not New York, it's not California, it's Massachusetts with the highest weekly wages and of course the maximum job opportunities as well. However, the unemployment rates have climbed during the time of COVID, so that's why you may see them to be a little bit higher over here. Otherwise, this used to be number 1 on the list. So right now, the unemployment rate is somewhere around 8.9%, with the average salary close to just shy of $32,000. This is for freshers, of course. And the average weekly wages, like we mentioned, the highest over here out of all the states is somewhere around $1,488 US. Remember, this is just the average. This does not mean it's the highest number. It's not the maximum. It's an average. The total job opportunities stand at somewhere around 156,000. Again, a pretty huge number. More than Colorado, but again, as you can understand, there's more residents as well in the state. Well, if you're looking to go to the state of Massachusetts, the best universities, and they have some really good options over here. These are some of the top most universities in the state of Massachusetts. We'll move on to the third one, which is, of course, none other than New York over here. With close to 8.36 million residents. It's a huge number, as you can see over here. The state is very popular for its high starting salaries, even for the freshers. Let me give you the statistics over here. Unemployment rate stands at somewhere around 10%. The average starting salary is a little over $34,000, which is by no means contestable. In this list, it's the highest, of course, as you can see. The average weekly wages in New York stand at somewhere around $1,446 US, of course, and the total job openings at this point in time were calculated somewhere around 350,000. Which is, of course, the highest over here in this list. But again, keeping in mind the unemployment rate, you would see that there certainly stands to be a disparity with around 800,000 people unemployed at the moment. These are some of the top most universities. Number 1 would be the Ivy League, of course, Columbia University. The second one would be Cornell, The third would be NYU. Well, these were the top three, but hold on, I have one more for you, and that's the fourth one, and I could not leave that out because this is, of course, California. With about 16.9 million residents, of course, you can see a maximum number on this list. Again, no other state has these many residents. At the same point in time, 1.9 million of them are unemployed, which basically makes the unemployment rate close to somewhere around 10.1%, a little higher than New York, of course. It is hands down one of the best states for freshers. And believe it or not, it was a very close contestant for position number 3 over here. New York and California, they were right up there. The average starting salaries in California range somewhere around $32,000, and the average weekly wages are the exact same as New York, $1446 US. The total job openings are again massive, 654,000 as we could see at this point. But again, as you can see, there is certainly a disparity over here as well with the number of unemployed people versus the job openings available. Best universities to attend in California would be Stanford, of course, UC Berkeley, and Caltech. Caltech, again, more or less for undergraduates for the most part, but yeah, there is certainly a program that they do offer that you should be checking out. Well, those were the 3 best states to actually get the maximum return on investment when it comes to job markets in the United States. So if you're going, whether it's on H1B, it's on F1, whatever it is, these should be your target or be as close to them as possible. Of course, as always, I wish you all the very best. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe to the channel and follow us on Instagram for more such content almost on a daily basis. Thank you so much for spending your time with me over here. I'll see you next time. Goodbye and take care for now.